The Ervin family was just your typical Georgia family. They had 2 sons, Christopher and Cameron. Both of their parents had worked hard to give Christopher and Cameron a good life. And I would say they did so. They were upper middle class, they weren't going without, and they tried to really be there for the boys. But unfortunately for them, their story takes a big twist. The 2 perfect sons that they thought they had would soon plot to kill them. On the morning of September 5th, 2015, Yvonne and Zachary Ervin woke up that morning feeling groggy and overly tired, having a hard time moving around even. But soon after they awoke, they would learn just why they were feeling the way that they did. Their 2 sons the night before had drugged them with Xanax. That morning when they came out of their bedroom, the boys physically attacked them. At first, they were trying to burn the house down with them in it, and eventually led to knives, as well as getting a hold of their parents' gun. Yvonne would be able to sneak away where she went upstairs to her bedroom and called the police.
Gwinnett County 911, what's the location of the emergency? Yes, please send someone to my house. My children are trying to kill me. They've attacked me and my husband. They drugged us with Xanax. And they've attacked us and they're trying to kill us. Please hurry. Just down the phone with me, okay? Please. So I don't know if they're going to plan on shooting him or not, but please hurry, please. They strangled me and beat me.
Once the boys arrived, they were immediately arrested. The parents were rushed to the hospital. Though they had serious wounds, both parents survived. Once at the station, the police separated both brothers into 2 different rooms. The older brother, Christopher, seems to be very stressed but keeping a cool head. His younger brother Cameron, though, on the other hand, is freaking out. He's unable to grapple with the emotions of what they just had done. The detectives decided to give Cameron a minute, and they started questions with Chris.
Tell me what happened this morning.
I'm not really sure. I remember it smelled like gas in the house. That's it. I woke up, it smelled like gasoline.
What'd you do after you smelled that? You know, what happened after that? What happened to your face right there?
I got hit with a gun.
Well, who did that?
I have no idea.
Chris doesn't seem to be open to
Chris's
talking just yet, so
his
investigators
body
try a
language
different
of him
approach. They
hugging
begin to go
himself for
backward in
comfort,
time,
that he's not
creating
really
some
ready to
distance
talk
between
about the
Chris
details of what
and the
just
event that
happened
landed
that
him in the
day. The
interrogation
detective
room.
decides to then talk about what happened prior to that morning, talking to him about college and the things that he had going on in his life, and even his time in the military. Meanwhile, Cameron is still in his room crying and yelling. He is quite literally having a meltdown as he throws himself onto the floor. An officer eventually goes in and tells Cameron to get off the floor. He brings Cameron a cup of water because the sight of his dad's blood on him is making it way worse. They continue to wait and give him time to process things before they start asking him questions.
You got a girlfriend or anything?
No, sir.
No girlfriend?
No, sir.
So you moved back home a month ago, a couple weeks ago?
The detective starts to ask questions so he can get a base for where Christopher was and what made him make these decisions.
Yes, sir.
A month ago, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Get your own. It's the same house that you grew up in, basically.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me about your family, your parents. You always get along with them?
No, sir.
No. Anything in particular? Like, were they strict or anything about your parents? Like your mom, was she a stay-at-home mom or she worked too?
She worked too.
What kind of work did she do?
Computer programming.
The detective and Chris have been talking for about 35 minutes. With the topic being family, this is the first time that Chris brought up his brother, Cameron.
I was the one that was like always just, I guess, kind of took everything. He, on the other hand, is, I would say, a little bit more fragile. And I don't know, one time him and my dad got into an argument. My dad slapped him right in the face. And I mean, he slapped me before too, so it didn't really bother me. But my brother slapped him right back, and all hell broke loose, and then he ended up running away. I had to call my friends to help me find him, and the police had to find him and escort him home.
Chris seems to detail being his caregiver and also a protector for Cameron.
That was probably my freshman or sophomore year in college, so about 2 years ago. He was in high school already, my brother. But ever since then, it's just, our house is weird. My dad, he was pissed when I decided to not play football anymore. Or, it really wasn't my fault, but whatever. So, ever since then, like, I don't know, communication is just weird.
Well, that's what I want to get to. I know it's never what it looks like. It never is. Just because of what happened. Unfortunately, in our line of work, you get so cynical to where it's helpful because you know not to believe the first thing that you hear and to look further. And that's what we want to do. And I can tell that there's more going on here than what it appears. But we don't have any way to know other than if you tell us. And if we have the whole picture, it makes everything more understandable to everyone. Because everyone's going to draw conclusions right away just from what they see. And that's wrong, but that's what people do. We're not going to, because like I said, unfortunately, we see it so often. We know that the first thing we see is not it. Clearly, and we can hear your brother. He's very upset. And I hope to God when we go in and talk there that he will tell us the full story. And that's what I want. That's what we want. We don't want to have anything happen that doesn't need to. And we're going to do a full investigation. We're going to check everything. We're going to check like cell phones, and we're going to check records and everything. But if you can give us some guidance from the beginning of exactly what happened, the courts, the district attorney, everybody takes that fully into consideration, because it can't be what it just looks like, because that doesn't make any sense. If you would just help us understand the whole picture, that's all we want.
Have you ever, I think, collectively, all me and him have ever wanted is just like their approval.
I understand that.
Until I went to college, I did everything that my dad wanted me to do, because we didn't have a relationship. We did it outside of football. That was it. When I got to college, I realized, I don't even like football like that. I don't want to be at a school. I'm just here because my dad wanted me to play football. I decided that, okay, I don't want to be in Charleston anymore. It's 7, and I don't know if you're thinking about Charleston, South Carolina, because a lot of people get that misconstrued, but it's Charleston, West Virginia, which is like 8 hours away.
Yeah, I thought South Carolina.
It's like 8 hours away. I was going to school, working, playing football, and I was just stressed. So I was like, I can't do that.
Were you paying for college too?
Yes, sir. I would have panic attacks. It would be days where I couldn't sleep, because you're up 3 days in a row trying to get all your work done. I have 4.0.
You have 4.0?
What was your major?
Political science.
Yeah. That's nice.
Not an easy course.
That's a lot.
And the reason why I left and went to Valdosta was because they were going to offer me more scholarship money to where I wouldn't have to work. My dad didn't want me to leave Charleston. But I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And then when the scholarship with Valdosta fell through, I had hope, so like school was still paid for, but I mean, I wasn't playing football anymore. Like I said, that was really kind of the only thing we connected on. He literally, the whole summer I came home from Charleston before I went down to Valdosta, he did not talk to me. Every time he looked at me, it was like, get out of my face, like, why are you here?
How long ago was that?
That's 2 years ago. 3, 4 years. That was my freshman year. I don't know how long ago my freshman year was. 3, 4 years ago.
Has it been that cold since then?
Yeah. So I ended up, like I said, I was at Valdosta. The relationship really did improve.
Were you playing football at Valdosta without the scholarship?
Just going to school. Just going to school. Just had an academic scholarship.
And that probably made him. Was he pissed off about that?
Yeah, they were pissed. They were pissed, but I mean, they offered to pay for school or for whatever part that Hope didn't cover, and I worked and paid for everything else. And then I transferred to Georgia State. Just because as a political science major, it's more opportunity in Atlanta for future law students than at Valdosta. There's no.
Oh yeah.
Like he was upset with my brother. My brother was in the band. He really didn't like that. He was like, he'd make fun of him. Didn't want to go to his performances, type things like that.
You would make fun of him too.
Yeah. So. Come back home, Georgia State is a little bit more expensive. My parents, by no means are they rich. By no means do they have, all of the. In college, you meet a lot of people with a lot more than you. Yeah. And that's okay with me. I have friends with trust funds and their parents have secretaries and they drive brand new Maseratis and stuff like that. And that's cool. But my parents don't have that. They do have, but they've showed me how to do a budget. They've showed me how to work with their budget, Mm-hmm. And when I first went to Georgia State, they told me we will pay X amount of money for your school. You have to figure the rest out. That's fine. That's what I did. Then it cut back to, last year I think they gave me $500 for school. Georgia State's like $11,000 a year. So I had to take out a bigger loan. And then they claimed me on the taxes like they paid for it. They claimed the whole amount, which blows me. I had a car, but they told me that when he graduated, I was going to have to take on my car payments. Mm-hmm. Well, car payments on a brand new 2014 car, I can't make that and pay for school and pay for insurance and pay for my phone bill and I can't make that and pay for school and pay for insurance and pay for my phone bill. And while I've been gone, I was talking to my brother. He said, their relationship has gotten progressively worse since I've been gone. And it's like times where we all live in the same house, but we won't see each other or talk to each other for days at a time. Like if they go out of town, my mom texted my brother that she was leaving to go out of town. Like, I mean, well, that's cool, but if we all live together
In the same house.
in the same house,
And she'd
a
send
text message.
We're going out of town. That's pretty cool.
And he's 17. Well, I mean, he's graduated from high school, but
17, man, you're still a kid, and your mom texts you that she's leaving.
I mean, I don't know.
Is he a senior?
He just graduated.
Oh,
he was supposed to be going to the Navy in January.
Do you feel like talking to us? Because your brother was very honest with us, and we know a lot has gone on. And we talked to him about your parents and forgiveness and how things have been at your home. And we wanted to give you an opportunity to just tell us whatever you want to tell us. And just so you know, when you came here, your parents were okay. I mean, they're going to be, your father's going to be in the hospital for a while. But when we came in here, he was doing okay. I mean, I'm sure he could be better. But that's what your brother went a long way to explaining. And he wants to see you again. And we're going to let you see each other. That should make you feel, does that make you feel a little bit better? I think it does. He told us about growing up at your house from his perspective. Is there anything you want to tell us about that?
Growing up at my house. Sometimes it was easy, sometimes it was very hard.
Why is that?
I mean, I know I get out of control sometimes, and I have a,
He told us he felt like your dad never treated you very well because you didn't play football. Did you feel like that?
played football when I was younger. When I quit, he acted like he didn't want me to be the son anymore. And then finally, my freshman year, I got back on the team. I hated it so much, but it made him happy. But I love music, and when I got back in band, I wouldn't even come to the game sometimes.
He told us one thing. He said that once your family was going out, your parents were going out of town, and they sent you a text to tell you.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel? I knew how it made me feel when I heard it. Is that kind of symbolic of the way things were?
Yeah. Have you ever heard the song Super Rich Kids by Frank Ocean?
I haven't. No.
Super rich kids. Too many bottles of wine they can't pronounce. Too many white lies and white lines. Super rich kids with nothing but fake friends. Super rich kids. That's what my life was. I saw my parents 3 times a week if I was lucky. They're always gone. When I do see them, sometimes they're excited to see me, but sometimes they're just mean me. I don't know why. I'm trying. They wanted me to get out the house. They wanted me to do something. I enlisted for the Navy. Just wasn't enough.
Told us that y'all turned the gas on last night, and it just didn't work.
I told you we did it.
No, he just kind of said the gas. He was kind of vague, but that the gas was turned on and put candles out. We are going to let you see your brother today. Can you tell us what happened?
Honestly, we just wanted to blow the house up. To start over the house, we're missing so many bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Blow the house up and start over, but it didn't work. We waited all night and it didn't work. And then we were like, well, the whole house smells like gasoline. And there's candles that kind of burn the carpet in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to explain this? And then it was like, well, it's too late now. It's my parents' favorite show.
Really?
It's their favorite show. They watch it every Tuesday. Like, they sit together. They come home early on Tuesday so they can watch this show. And I was like, Cameron, they watch the haves and the have-nots, bro. They're gonna know we tried to burn down the house.
And your brother's very upset and emotional. I can hear him. Do you think if you go in there and maybe give him a hug and stuff, talk to him for a few minutes, that will be helpful?
Yes, sir.
Because I think we can do that. Or if you could just kind of tell us real quick what happened this morning after it didn't work out in the gun thing. Did they just start?
After it didn't work out, we were gonna go up there and tell them that somebody broke into the house and we needed to get out. But then that didn't seem like a very believable idea. So we were like, we kind of already started this. We gotta finish it. We thought asphyxiation would work. And it didn't. And then we kind of started fighting. I mean, but then when you fight your parents, I mean, I don't think anybody
Imagines that. Thank you for telling us what happened. I know it seems really bad right now. But things are going to work out. We're going to, we'll talk to your parents. Do you want to talk to your, like I said, your brother?
Last night, me and my parents got into it. And me and my dad, both got these horrible tempers. And we got into it and something just snapped. Tried to suffocate him. Tried to kill him. Dad. Was the bed.
So is that not right, what your brother said? Y'all started fighting last night?
My dad got into it. My Chris tried to calm me down. He's always trying to separate us. He's the most calm, level-headed one. I tried to sleep it off, but I couldn't. It was like, I don't know, it's like, my body was moving on my own, but I was just watching for the ride. I grabbed the gun. He tried to take it from me, hit him in the eye.
Your brother or your dad?
My brother.
So what was with the gas and the candles?
I figured if I was gonna kill him, I might as well just cover the evidence. So I turned on the gas,
candles. Packed a bag. Came back inside. Where's mom? Where's mom? Looking around. My dad's still on the floor. She's upstairs on the phone. I tackled her. I couldn't hang up the phone. Choker.
Tell us their favorite show was The Have and Have Not.
The Have and Have Not, so I couldn't stand it. They always say, hey, come watch it with us, come watch it with us.
Did your brother do any of this? Or is he trying to protect you?
He's always trying to protect me. Everything that happened to him is because of me. When he got in trouble with my parents, he's covering up for me. Every time something happens, he covers up for me. Like, I can't let him cover up for me this time.
So did he help you turn on the gas and put the candles out?
No, I did that all myself.
But you turned the gas on last night?
Gas on this morning.
This morning too?
This morning.
Because the way he was telling it seemed like he was involved with the thing. But if you could give us a timeline of how it went, if he's just trying to protect you.
About, let's see, got into it last night. Me and my dad, before they went to sleep, they got home from a football game. It was about 11 or 12. Chris calms me down. I go upstairs. He goes downstairs. Everybody goes to sleep. But couldn't sleep. Something just snapped. I take my pillow. I go to my parents' room. About 4 in the morning. Trying to smother my dad. I smothered my dad. My mom wakes up, tries to pull me off of him. I hit her. My dad tries to get back on me. But I know where he keeps the shotgun. So I go for it. I grab the next one, I just stab him, kept stabbing him, stabbing him, kept stabbing him, kept stabbing him. Chris comes upstairs and hears what's going on. He tries to pull me off. I hit him with the shotgun. He goes down. I got rid of my tracks now. Just killed my dad. Choked my mom out. So I turned on the gas, light some candles, turned on the car. It's my best friend.
Your brother?
He was looking out for me when I was a kid.
Well, I want you to hang in there. You guys are going to get past this, okay? You want to see him for a minute? Your brother? Okay, man. Listen to me. Listen to me.
These officers come in here and ask you what happened again. Just tell them the truth. It's going to show when they look at the house for evidence. You know what I'm saying? Mom and Dad were witnesses to everything that happened. I helped. Okay? You did not do that on your own. And don't try to take that on. I'm not going to let you. You feel me? So, like I said, just keep it 100 when they come in and ask you. They're probably going to testify against us, but at least it's not going to be murder. Attempted murder, but not murder. It's different. That's what I'm saying. Just be honest. I'm not going to let you do this by yourself, man. You feel me? Above it. Put your together. Yeah, not close yet. Hopefully, when Mom and Dad are okay, we're f***ers for that. They're gonna hate us forever and ever. I don't even know who I will call. I just tried to kill my parents. Nobody's gonna be like, everybody's gonna be like, what the bro? In my lives. Why didn't we think about this? But they said they were okay. So I guess that makes it better. Damn, I want a smoothie so bad right now.
Now, the crazy thing is that once the trial started, both parents showed up and were there every single day. They ended up writing a letter to the judge, asking the judge to give them a very minimal sentence. They said that they loved their sons and they did not want them in jail for the rest of their lives. So they pleaded with the judge, who ended up only giving them 20 years in jail. That was the minimum. After the verdict, the parents went on ABC News to detail what happened in their case.
We don't know what happened. I mean, it's just, our kids had one bad moment. You know, it was one bad moment.
As a teenager, you know, they have issues with, you know, cleaning their room and, you know, having attitudes sometimes when you tell them to do something, but nothing that would indicate anything like this. People don't know our son, so that may be easy for them to say, well, I can't forgive. But if it was, I ask people to just take it personally. What if it was your child?
The boys are still in prison and will be up for parole in 2026.